Hey, welcome to Snap News TV. Today we will be discussing a compelling event about Euphoria star Hunter Schafer. Imagine this situation. You're Hunter, a renowned transgender actress, and you've just received your new passport. You eagerly open it, expecting to see your gender correctly labeled as female, just as you specified in your application. To your absolute disbelief, you're listed as male. Picture the shock, the confusion, the disbelief. It feels like a hard punch. You've been misgendered, a simple administrative error. But to you it's more than that. It's your identity, and this document, which holds so much influence over your identity globally, is misrepresenting you. Hunter didn't let this pass. She shared her story with the world, using social media to shine a light on this glaring error. A misidentified by her very own government in the very document that's meant to represent her true identity. Now let's delve into the details. How did this occur? It seems like a simple error, doesn't it? But it's not. It's the result of a policy under the former Trump administration. Now let's dive deeper into the crux of the situation. This policy, enacted under former President Trump's tenure, recognizes only two sexes, male and female, on passports. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Not exactly. This policy might seem benign on the surface, but when we peel back the layers, we find it's not that simple. This binary classification system can cause real-world problems, especially for members of the transgender community. Imagine you're someone like Hunter Schafer, a transgender woman. You've gone through the painstaking process of aligning your identity with your true self, only to have an official document, your passport, misgender you. It's like being punched in the gut by bureaucracy. And why? Because of a policy that doesn't seem to understand or respect the nuances of gender identity. The controversy here is not just about a passport error, it's about a policy that fails to recognize the lived experiences of transgender individuals. It's about a system that adheres strictly to the binary, leaving no room for those who exist outside of it. It's about a policy that, in its rigidity, can create hurdles and even potential dangers for those it misrepresents. These policies don't operate in a vacuum. They affect real people, like Hunter, who now face the uncomfortable prospect of having to explain their gender identity to Border Patrol agents, a situation ripe with potential for misunderstanding and discrimination. Now you might be thinking about, but wait, didn't the Biden administration make changes? Well, yes and no. We'll get into that in the next scene. But for now, let's take a moment to consider the impact of policies that, while seemingly small, can have a significant and harmful effect on those they touch. Indeed, they did. The Biden administration introduced an X option for non-binary individuals, a step towards recognition and inclusivity. It was a move that stirred hope within the LGBTQ+ community. This X factor, a symbol of being seen and acknowledged, was a stride towards dismantling the binary perspective of gender that many official documents held on to. But here's the twist. Hunter Schafer, woman, a prominent figure in Hollywood and the transgender community, saw her passport misgendered. Despite the introduction of the XE option, despite the progress made, the system faltered. Her passport, an official representation of her identity, failed to reflect who she truly is. It's like being handed a script for a role that isn't yours. You can't play it right because it's not your part, it's not who you are. It's if the world is trying to fit you into a role that you just don't identify with. And the repercussions? They are real. They are tangible. So, what does this mean for Schafer and others like her? Please subscribe to my channel to stay on top of the latest news, social, entertainment, and other aspects. Now, this isn't just a matter of incorrect paperwork, it has real-world implications. Imagine you're at the airport, ready to embark on an international journey. You hand over your passport to the officer and they look at you, then back at the passport, then back at you again. There's confusion, maybe even suspicion. Why? Because the sex listed on your passport doesn't match your identity. This isn't some hypothetical scenario, it's a reality for people like Hunter Schafer and countless others. The issue extends beyond the inconvenience of explaining oneself at customs. It's about the potential for discrimination, prejudice, and even harassment. When your identity is not recognized by your own country's documentation, it sends a message that you are not seen, not valued, not respected for who you truly are. It's a message that can follow you around the world from one border to the next. But let's not forget the resilience of the human spirit, the courage of individuals like Schafer who are speaking out, raising awareness, and advocating for change is nothing short of inspiring. They're not just fighting for the right to have their identity recognized on a piece of paper. They're fighting for the right to exist, to be seen, to be acknowledged. This isn't just about passports. It's about policies and the impact they have on real people's lives. It's about understanding that gender identity isn't a choice. It's a deeply ingrained part of who we are. When policies fail to recognize this, they fail us all. So when we talk about the need for awareness and inclusivity in such policies, what we're really talking about is the need for empathy, for understanding, for respect. It's about recognizing that we all have a right to be who we are and to be recognized for that. Whether we're at home or halfway around the world, this is more than a passport issue, it's a human rights issue. So where do we go from here? That's the million-dollar question. The key is change. Change in policies, change in perspectives, change in how we see and treat each other. The world is filled with diverse individuals, each with their own unique stories, and we need to respect that, just like Hunter Schafer. Despite the challenges she faced, she showed us what resilience looks like. She didn't back down. Instead, she used her platform to shine a light on the issues many transgender individuals face every day. But it's not just about raising awareness, it's about taking action. It's about challenging the status quo and fighting for what's right. We've seen what can happen when policies fail to reflect the realities of the people they're supposed to serve. It's time for a change. It's time to ensure that everyone, regardless of their gender identity, is recognized and respected. And remember, it's not about the labels, it's not about the boxes we're forced into. It's about who we are as individuals. As Schafer herself said, her identity cannot change by a piece of paper. It's about time we understood that. In the end, it's not about what's written on a piece of paper. It's about respecting and acknowledging people for who they truly are. Please subscribe to my channel, stay on top of the latest news, social, entertainment, and other aspects.